Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Dojo Live recap show. That means only one thing. It's Monday again. Today is Monday, November 15th, 2021. This is
Right.
Tulio Siragusa, broadcasting from Southern California. Joining me is Carlos Ponce in Cuernavaca, Mexico. Carlos, welcome back.
Thank you, Tulio. It's a pleasure to be here as ever.
So we
So,
had a bit of a slower week last week. We only had
yeah,
one live show, but we had a rebroadcast every day. This
yeah.
week's a little different. We've got a show every day this week. So, but the chat we had last week was with
Clifton
Clifton
Hartsuff.
Hartsuff, who's the co-founder and CEO of Planter with a three,
With
and
the
we talked
three.
about rethinking urban agriculture, empowering consumers through the pursuit of food freedom. Interesting conversation. It kind of reminded me uh, growing up in a small town in Europe. I was the son of a farmer. We grew our own crops and lived off of that, right? So, but a lot of people in urban setting in urban cities have never known to grow anything. They just go to the store and buy whatever they need. But there's this desire out there to grow your own greens and have some kind of control over the food and how it's processed. But it's difficult to do that unless you have a plot of land. So if you live in a city setting, you don't have a plot of land. However, with things like hydroponics and those technologies, you can grow stuff like inside of a room, inside your own apartment. So it changes the whole perception of how agriculture works.
Hmm.
And technology is enabling a disruption into the traditional agricultural environment. So it was an interesting show, one highlighting this movement towards everybody's desire to have a bit of a green thumb, grow their own crops, and two, independence. It's really about freedom when you gain that kind of independence from relying on big agricultural to take care of your needs. What are your thoughts on the show, Carlos?
Wow. Way too many because I have entertained the thought of finding an alternative basically to remain fed, especially in times of, I mean, we none of us desire that, but were we to encounter like some kind of difficulty in the supply chains and all that, how we're going to be fed? Well, I know it's never going to be the same than going out and buying everything you want, just like we did today, to be limited to specific things, but you can remain alive, right? So with that idea in mind, to me, what stood out was they have a they have a challenge and they have a tremendous opportunity if they can help us. I mean, Planter, the company, can help the public to embrace the idea of this can be done. This can be done at home. This can be done right on your backyard. So the way I see it is, technically, it is possible, and the greatest challenge is going to be the mindset of the people. And I think that a company like Planter, which entails a virtual assistant that helps you become familiar with this concept of urban culture, I think it's going to make it easier. So that what's definitely stood out for me. It's even myself. I'm an enthusiast of hydroponics, and I've grown things at home, but I never thought that there I could have readily at hand a virtual assistant that could help me figure it out and optimize what I'm doing to get the best results, right? And who knows where this might lead, because we might end up with the growing crowd of urban growers that can start like swapping goods and food and all that. So it can get pretty exciting. Might be further down the road, but I think it's a great option to keep in mind and help us embrace this potentially life-saving alternative. Definitely.
It's an interesting evolution how we went from the village, with mostly everyone living in suburban or rural settings, and just taking care of themselves and their families and trading wherever they needed to survive. I mean, that's how it was hundreds of years ago for
Hmm.
worldwide. Then the Industrial Revolution brought in automation and technology, and the ability to do big, large scale farming, and then
Hmm.
supply chain allowed us to bring the food down to urban city. And also the introduction of urban life changed the way we our relationship with food. But the desire has always been there, right? So this kind of thing is interesting how with technology we have the ability to go back to how we used to do things, which is more natural, more organic, but without having to have the dad or the grandpa or the grandma who was a farmer pass you down the knowledge. Anyone can learn this now. And that's the beautiful thing of technology that empowers anyone. It's the greatest equalizer is that anyone
Hmm.
can do this, and that's what I love about it. So we wish a lot of success to Planter on making this mission a reality. What do we got coming up this week, Carlos?
Well, we have a full week. Tomorrow, we'll host Gavin Cohen and AJ Singh, the Vice President of Product and Founder and CEO, respectively, of Zebrium, with the topic Troubleshoot Faster, while machine learning is a game changer for RCA using logs. So that's what we have for Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we'll be speaking with Jeremy Almond, the CEO of Paystand, which is an automated B2B payments platform. And finally, on Thursday, we're going to be speaking with Rohin Parker, the co founder and CEO of Spintly. The topic, well, wireless mesh, the future of building automation. That's what we have this week. We have a full week ahead. So, everyone, join us at 12 p.m. Pacific right here on Dojo Live. And everyone, thank you for joining us today and the rest of the week. And remember, have fun and be safe.